On this week's episode, it's all about the aftermath of our podcast party. Why is Diggs tired from a marathon when we know he never runs? Why did Shadow go missing immediately after, and are his whereabouts still unknown? Why do I even care, and how come I never got another hot dog? Where the heck was Michael during all of these shenanigans? All these burning questions will be answered, plus Autopia gets an unexpected change, the Soundsational parade returns, Tuskegee Airmen honored, and more on this eyesore episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Shadow. I'm Diggs.
And welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Star Wars, Disney, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Apprentice lives.
What is this?
Ole! It's showtime!
All together in the tiki room. All the birds sing words and the flowers croon. In the tiki room.
Made you look.
Hi.
Jelly beans.
Yeah, he's eating some Starburst jelly beans. He's running the gambit. But he likes all three flavors, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like watermelon.
I got watermelon.
It's got cherry, watermelon, strawberry, but the watermelon and the strawberry are almost the same colors. So
Yes.
I'm like, I'll just eat the dark red ones because I know they're the cherry. But other than that, I'm not running the gambit of getting watermelon.
I'm not running either. I'm just sitting on it.
Speaking of watermelon, I went to a Mexican restaurant called Super Mex, and they had little candies, the clear colored candies on the table there. But I wasn't thinking that, it's a Mexican place, so they're going to have different flavors than what I'm used to. Red isn't automatically going to be fruit punch.
Right.
And orange isn't automatically going to be orange, because red was watermelon and orange was freaking mango.
Of course.
So I'm like, put it in my mouth. Oops, spit right back out. Next one, put it in my mouth. Oops, spit right back out. Hey, but guess what? Yellow was actually lemon. So I got to stop. I came in good on the third try.
That's funny.
So we're back here at my house.
Yes, we are.
And this guy's finally home. Well, I mean, he's
God.
not home right now, but he's finally home from his 13 days of glory. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He wasn't at the Alamo, but he did have 9 days at Disneyland, which it's not really the first time you've done any kind of marathon like that, but it might be the longest. But yeah, I mean, that's just crazy.
I'm tired, though. I'm still tired.
You're always tired, though.
Yeah,
so I don't know how to measure your level of tiredness compared to
am
usual.
Still trying to recoup from all those days in the park. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep because I still had to kind of wake up early. Not really wake up early, but I wasn't up, like Michael, the butt crack of dawn and get to the park. But I did have to get up about, 10 o'clock, 11 or whatever, and get over to the park. And I had to walk to the park because we stayed across the street from the park. So I still had to walk to the park and all that. So I'm still trying to catch up on some sleep.
It puts a whole new meaning to Michael's Disney feet. I mean, you're Disney. You had to be Disney body at the end of each day.
I said I was Disney. I was beyond Disney wasted. I had Disney feet and Disney back because my back was hurting. But it was fun and it was worth it. It was really, really cool. The week before that, we were there on the Thursday, and then I wasn't going to go on Friday. That was the plan. It was Thursday. Wasn't going to go on that Friday, and then go on Sunday or Saturday or something.
Because of the fact that you went on Thursday, there was no reason to go on Friday anymore. But
right. But for some reason, I was like, okay, we'll go on Friday, and we ended up getting a room for Friday, Saturday, and we left Sunday. But of course, we did the Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the park. Then I went home that night, only to come back on Monday. So yeah, we just did so many days in the park, and then Monday we were there from Monday through Friday. Of course, doing Friday in the park, and I'm trying to remember. We didn't actually stay to closing. I was tired, so yeah, I did leave early. Not too early, but it was kind of like a little bit after the parade on Friday, and to get home and try to relax and everything. But besides all that, it was pretty cool. We had a family who came down for the week because it was spring break for the kids. And we just basically hung out with them, did everything. It was, I remember one morning I got up and I saw the text saying, "Do you want lunch?" I was like, boom, let me get out of here. So I got up, I got ready, I got out to the park.
That was the Zocalo day, right?
Yes, went to Zocalo, which was the first time in a long time I actually ate there.
That was Wednesday because that was the day that we made up.
Okay. Yes. So we, I had the carne asada tacos, rice and beans plate. I like the carne asada. I like it a lot, but.
Wait, no, that was Tuesday. I'm sorry. That was the day we recorded.
I don't care what day it was.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the food. So yeah, we, like I said, I had that plate. I still don't like the rice. I'm not a fan of the rice. It's just whatever to me. I did eat it. Well, not all of it, but some of it. But yeah, it was all right. Whatever. I ate it. I was hungry. And hey, when they say, "Hey, you want some food?" Boom. You know me, I'm there.
As I had said last week's podcast that it was, a year ago when we had done the last podcast party. But it actually wasn't because I had looked it up and I had found the picture that we had taken of the setup on the table last year. It was actually in June. So it was June last year when Scott came down.
Right.
It was after the kids probably had gotten out of school, if anything.
Yeah, it was summer.
So it hadn't actually been a whole year. So I was a little surprised about that. But
yeah, because they usually come in summer.
Right.
But they are going to be moving this summer to Virginia. So that was the reason why they came for spring break to do their last Disneyland trip since they're moving to Virginia because Scott's wife is getting transferred. They are in the Coast Guard. We talked about Scott before in the Coast Guard, being in the Coast Guard. And she's getting transferred to Virginia to do her last 2 years, I believe, before she retires. So, yeah, they're going to be going to Virginia. So they're doing the last trip to Disneyland. And next year, I'm supposed to be going to Florida. They said you have to come to Florida because I guess they're going to do a Florida trip next summer. So that would be 2018. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, it was fun hanging out, and I did rides, and I did lines.
Yeah, I did, because we got there one day to meet up with them, and he was like, "Oh, we're in line for Big Thunder Mountain."
Yeah.
That was on Tuesday, and I was like, "Oh, cool, we're going to see Scott. I'm going to get to say what's up to Scott." But they were in line for Big Thunder Mountain, so I was like, "Okay, well, Rebecca and I will just go check out Food and Wine Festival. We'll go get our button, and we'll have some food, have something to eat." Well, we got our button, but then we come back. Oh, we had a couple items to eat. That's what it was. We had our couple items to eat, and then we were going back. And then I text this guy, and he's like, "Oh, we're going over to DCA." I'm like, "Okay, we'll wait for you." And then we met up, but then we just ended up sitting around and then just going back to the hotel to record last week's podcast. I never got to see Scott. Because, then it was raining. They went back to the hotel after.
You saw Scott?
No, Wednesday. Tuesday, I didn't see Scott.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, after you said after Big Thunder Mountain, they went back to the hotel because it was raining.
Right.
And then.
You kind of got the story mixed up there. Because it was Wednesday when we said, "Oh, we're coming over there."
You said that both days.
I don't remember. I just remember that day because they wanted to go out and watch Frozen.
Right.
So.
No, because I ended up having both days, because actually we didn't even end up going to Disneyland either of those days, except for Wednesday when we were leaving. We went and got popcorn at Disneyland, because now that we know the DCA popcorn sucks, we went over to Disneyland. That popcorn was magical.
Magical popcorn.
It was magical popcorn. It was so fresh and buttery and hot, as opposed to that DCA popcorn that we got on Tuesday when we went to before we got podcasted. Remember, you got some too.
Before we got podcasted.
That popcorn was gross. Here's Anthony's tip of the week. Don't eat DCA popcorn.
So, yeah, like I was saying, I did do some rides. I got in lines, and it was hot. And I got like a tan on my face. I got dark, and then I got my raccoon eyes going. And, yeah, it was...
Oh, that must have been the end of the week, because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It was raining at the beginning of the week.
No, it was really hot, and Scott told his son, hey, Uncle Daniel wouldn't be standing in line, so you better appreciate that he's standing in line with you, because he's only doing it for you. He won't do it for me, so, which is true. So, yeah, it was cool. I had lots of fun.
Hey, I have to say, though, that if it wasn't for Scott, obviously, Rebecca and I both first got to go on the Monsters, Inc. for the first time.
Yeah, yes.
And I said, well, I haven't even been in this building since it was the limousine ride.
Yeah.
So it was nice going on that. I actually liked that ride way better than Buzz Lightyear.
So we have to give you corn dogs to go on that ride?
No, you don't have to give me corn dogs to go on that ride. You can give me corn dogs if you want, but you don't have to give me corn dogs to get on that ride. To me, it's just another, I could go up there, another classic Disney dark ride. I kept thinking during the whole ride, I'm like, where the hell's Roz at? But then there she was at the end, and I guess she was kind of flirting with me.
Yeah, I heard that.
She was talking about the handsome guy in the glasses. I was like, that's right.
Yeah, it's a cool ride. I like it.
I'm watching you.
Whoa.
I bet you are. So, yeah, thanks, Scott. I got to go on a ride.
Yeah. And thanks to Scott, I got to climb some stairs to go watch Frozen.
Oh, you guys went up there, huh?
Yeah. I was trying to get to the bottom, the orchestra, and they're all, it's closed. I'm like, so we went to the mezzanine level.
Up there, I think Frozen's actually better from up there.
I don't care about that. Just stairs, I don't like climbing those stairs.
It's not like that one time where you guys got to take the elevator.
Yeah.
Because of Jose.
No, I think it was Jose.
I thought it was Jose that went over and said something about the elevator.
No, it was my brother.
Oh, okay, I knew it was one of them.
Yeah. But, yeah, we saw the Frozen live show, which was, it's all right. It's pretty cool. I just love the effects. The effects are amazing.
There was no show stops?
There was a stop.
Oh, wow.
Again. And
have you even seen it without a stop?
No, because I've only seen it. Well, have I? I've seen it. I think this is my actual third time watching it. Second time watching it with it being shortened. So I don't.
Right.
I don't think I don't know. I don't remember. But I thought it was funny because I was sitting there and they're doing the blah 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 blah. The show's going on, and all of a sudden it kind of paused, and then I knew what was going to happen, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls," and then the person next to me was like, "What?" And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I would have been busted up.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess, it happens. My friend Tim H., who actually does our YouTube videos and everything, he went and we met up with him, and he said he had a show with no stoppage, so lucky him. Anyway, I had fun, even though I had to stand in line for a long period of time. I had getting the Disney feet and my Disney back. Whatever, it was worth it to see my nephews, and hopefully I'll be getting to see them soon. Scott's going to be retiring on May 19th, and I think we're planning a trip up there to go to his retirement ceremony. So that'd be pretty cool. And then he's actually planning on coming back, doing the Memorial Day weekend here. And then he's off to Virginia.
Just him or everybody?
Yes, just him.
Oh, that's cool.
His wife said, you should go. So
he's going to hang out with us at Disneyland?
Yes.
Right on.
Be with the guys and
doing
stuff we shouldn't be doing.
Hey, we need to get definitely get some sound bites and some little short interviews with Scott to get on the podcast that week.
That'd be cool. So while we were there in the parks, we actually had a little notice. We got I think it was a day before, we had noticed that, but got a notice, information, that on Friday, the Los Angeles chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen were going to be honored at the flag retreat ceremony. So I was like, oh, cool. I got to go check that out.
Now, they've been honored there before, right? Is that a yearly thing? Because it sounds familiar, them being there.
Last year, I believe it was the Buffalo Soldiers.
Okay, maybe you're right about that.
Yeah.
I thought I remember Tuskegee Airmen being there before, but maybe I'm thinking of that or something else.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, whoa, I got to go check this out. You know, I did see Red Tails. I love that movie. I actually, when I was in high school, I was a teacher's assistant for Black History. So I learned about the Tuskegee Airmen then. So I just thought, you know what, I have to go see this. And, you know, Shadow and I went over there and, you know, saw the group that was sitting there. And it was just like, wow, because that's just basically history in your face. Just to be part of that and to see them recognized and just to be there was just like, wow. I mean, it's just crazy because, like I said, it's history. You've heard about it, you know, but to actually see, you know, these men there, who were there, you know, yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really cool.
Did you get Scott to a flag ceremony this time?
No, they actually went back to the hotels because they wanted to go change and everything. So, no, they didn't go this time, but, you know, this is one thing I wanted to go do since they were going to be there. And, yeah, it was pretty cool. They had an announcement recognizing them, and the ceremony, of course, went off. Regular ceremony, and then after the ceremony, they had the security detail go over and shake everyone's hand and take pictures, and they all were presented the coin, the flag retreat coin that's given to military and first responders. They're given to them. That's the new coin that's given out now. So they each got a coin and pictures here, pictures there, blah, 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 blah. You know how it all goes. But yeah, just to be there and to see that ceremony was awesome. And, you know, something I'll never forget. And if you guys do follow our social medias, you guys would have seen the picture I took there. I actually had Tall Guy take me a picture because he was out there reaching up. I said, Tall Guy, take me a picture. But his picture wasn't as good as the one I took, so I used mine instead.
Figures.
So yeah, pretty cool to see that. And also during my 9 days there, I went over to the hotel with them, and it was cool. You know, actually, you know, I don't know if you know, but they're actually redoing all the rooms at the Grand California Hotel. They there's rooms that have, you know, regular bed and bunk beds for kids. Taking away all the bunk beds.
Burn.
And
Name.
Yes, because I guess Scott, they were asking about the rooms and stuff, and they were saying, "Oh, we're doing away with the bunk beds." And I said, "Oh," and they asked them, "Do you have a room with bunk beds still?" And they said, "Oh, let me see what we can do." And they got the room, and so yeah, basically all the rooms are going to be gone, or all the bunk beds, whatever rooms have bunk beds are going to be gone. They're redoing that. So we went over to the room, and then they're on the 6th floor. Now, the 6th floor is the concierge level.
Watch out.
And they took us over to the concierge.
Isn't that where Debbie always is?
Probably.
Right? At the concierge level, I think that's where Debbie always is.
Probably. So they took us over to the concierge lounge.
That's where she always is. She was always posting pictures of the door.
You never seen inside the door?
I've never seen inside. She never posted pictures inside, unless it was a balcony. But no, she always posted pictures of the door because you have to like scan or something, right?
Yes.
She was always posting pictures of the scanner and then the card, and then after that it was like
you can't come in.
Imagination.
Yeah. So in there is basically the kind of like buffet table.
Ooh.
And they had
no wonder there was a secret.
Yeah, they had like cheese and other stuff. And they had some little French breads and butter. Yes, that's what I was grabbing on. Then they have like
like California Pizza Kitchen.
It's not toasted, just regular
okay.
bread. And then they had a thing for lemonade and iced tea. And I guess they had little refrigerators in the bottom. And they had like, you know, cans of Coke and Sprite or whatever. So yeah, I was sitting there grabbing on some bread and butter. And it was pretty cool in there. I was kind of scared because like the cast members in there were just like looking at us, you know, you don't belong in here type of look.
Who was in there?
What do you mean?
Who was with you?
I was Tracy, the family.
Oh, okay.
But just like, they've been in there every day.
Oh, you guys. They're talking about you guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about me and Shadow. They're just like kind of looking at us and things like that. So I guess one of the things is they had over there by the iced tea and the lemonade on the right side they had the little cups like the ones from Zocalo.
Oh, right.
And then on the left side they had glass cups, whatever, like little wine glasses. But
I'm reaching on glass.
So I grabbed the plastic, and they're like looking at me. So I'm thinking I grabbed the wrong cup because on that side too were like those cereal things that you twist like a candy machine.
Okay.
But they had goldfish. So I think those cups were for the goldfish. But I took the plastic cup because I'm used to taking plastic cups.
But I didn't need that much.
So yeah, they don't belong in here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It was cool. We sat there for a little bit, and then we left, and we were saying, "Hey, we'll take the monorail back to the park." And we waited a while for the monorail. We got on the monorail, and as we were on the monorail over there above Autopia, I noticed something different. I saw these little cars parked, and like this car with a trailer or something.
Now, let's just preface to say that Autopia was scheduled to go down for refurbishment. It hadn't been mentioned because it was just another refurbishment.
Yeah, because it was only like a 3-day refurbishment.
Right.
Before.
It was when he would post the schedule of the refurbishments and stuff, it would be on there, but it was nothing we mentioned on the podcast because it seemed unimportant.
Right.
I didn't even know about it. Now he would say, "Well, you should read the webpage and then you'll know of those things." But I'm like, "Well, unless
all I posted Autopia March 20th through 23rd."
Right, which you figure, they're probably just going to repaint some stuff or they're going to do some cleaning. But all of a sudden there's robots popping up.
So I just saw this vehicle with a trailer, and I barely saw it because they did have it covered when you're on the monorail. It's kind of like some kind of little screen, but you can see it's like a mesh screen. So I kind of saw it a little bit, and then I was just like, just for a minute, my brain was like, that wasn't there before. And the other part said, yes, it was. You never go on it. How would you know? And the back's like, no, it wasn't there before. And then
you guys had went on it, though, not that long ago, you and Michael.
That's the thing. That's not till later where I figure out, wait a minute. We were just on there, and that wasn't there. So,
and that was definitely since it had reopened.
But when my brain was going back and forth, then all of a sudden it said squirrel, and I forgot about it. So anyway, yeah. So then we got the Disney Parks blog, and then people posting up about this new thing. The robot, what's his name? Osimo is there.
Now, we've seen Osimo before. Osimo used to be inside of Interventions.
Yeah.
We saw Osimo at D23.
Yes.
Yeah, so Osimo's been around for a while. He's obviously, if you know Osimo, he is sponsored. He's associated with Honda, which of course is the new sponsor of Autopia. That's when they had the refurbishment last year, they repainted all the cars and they slapped Honda badges on them.
Badges.
Like, badges? We don't need no stinking badges. But Osimo, I don't know. We're not going to try and give you guys a history of Osimo or anything.
No.
I just wanted you guys to, if you guys don't know who he is, he has been in the park before. He was in the old Interventions, and then also he's made appearances at D23. I know for sure he was at D23 in 2015 because they were giving away a coin, right? Was that 2013? I don't know. I think I have an Osimo coin, and that if you they had a web thing where if you found out a certain information, then you went back to Osimo, the Osimo handler, and you told them the thing that was on the web, that they would give you an Osimo coin.
Well, he is there in Autopia while you're driving the cars, and he has a new friend. He has a robotic friend.
It's a robot bird,
It's
right?
a bird. Yeah.
A bird.
And Bird is actually...
that's his name, right? Bird?
His name is Bird. And he's actually was created for this attraction, so it's a brand new...
hey, I saw that. Isn't Forrest Whitaker's hair in that movie Bird, right? About the trombone player?
Okay. So, yeah, like I said, I was on the monorail. I noticed that trailer and the car pulling the trailer, but I was like, what? But, I didn't think about it until everyone started posting about it.
Oh, I know. It must have came from the station wagon over there in Grizzly
Maybe.
Flats Airfield.
Maybe. So, yeah, it opened on Friday and actually opened a day late. And I was there Friday, but I didn't think about it. And I had so much problems with signal that day. So it was hard to go on the social medias to see, hey, this thing is open. And if I would have seen that, I would have ran over there. Okay, I know I wouldn't have ran over there. But yeah, I would have went over there and got on it and took some pictures, but I didn't know about it. And, oh, well, hopefully this week I'll get over there and take some pictures and hopefully do a video and post that up for everybody. But yeah, new scenes over in Autopia. You guys should check that out if you guys haven't seen that yet. Of course, a lot of things going on with, you have family in the parks and, people want to go here, people want to go there, kids want to do this. I did get in trouble for something, though.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you after I drink this.
Okay.
So, the oldest, Christian, he wanted a turkey leg.
Ooh.
So he asked me to take him, to lead him over to the turkey leg. So the closest turkey leg was over there by Matterhorn. So we went over there, and he got his turkey leg, and Scott tried a chimichanga. So they were eating, and the youngest one, Jason, he didn't want anything. So we're just sitting there, whatever. And they're like eating over there, doing their thing. And I'm sitting next to Jason. I said, hey, Jason, want some candy? He's like, yeah. So I pull out some gummy worms, or the sour ones, and we're sitting there eating. And then they were about done eating their food, so I grabbed the candy to try to put it away. Scott's like, what are you doing? I said, nothing. He's all, are you giving him candy? I said, I found it right there. And then Jason rats on me. Well, he gave me the bag. I'm like, wait. Just because I gave you a bag, I didn't say to eat it. He's like, you gave him candy this late at night? Oh, well, it's just candy. It was yummy. Later on, I gave him some fruit snacks. But Scott actually liked the chimichanga.
The thing always concerned me about the chimichanga is that it's going to be like overcooked. So, and you get chimichangas where the tortilla has gone so hard, or it's been sitting there and it just gets hardened, and it's like a piece of steel, and you have to break it off of the chimichanga and then just throw it like a ninja star, and then the rest of the chimichanga is okay unless the ends of your chimichanga are also gotten so hard from either being overcooked or sitting there that they also become ninja stars. And then by the time you do all that, you're left with just 3/4 of your chimichanga from like an inch in from each tip, and then like I said, you've lost half of your tortilla because it's become a ninja star. So that's my thoughts on chimichangas and my concerns about, if I'm not going to pay money if there's even a slight chance of getting 3 ninja stars out of my chimichanga. So did you see Scott's? Did he eat the whole thing? Were there ninja stars?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention because we were eating candy.
Ooh, candy.
And he didn't complain about it because that was the day actually Jose was there. And because Scott asked me, what's a chimichanga? I said, hey, Jose, what's a chimichanga? So Jose explained it to him.
A fried burrito?
Well, what's in it?
Oh.
I don't know what's in it. I know what it is. But
beef.
So he said it was pretty good. He didn't complain or anything. I don't know if he threw any parts away. So I don't know. They enjoyed it, or he enjoyed it. And Christian ate that whole turkey leg. They had some fat times in the parks. And
did he think it tasted like ham?
We did mention it, but I don't know. I didn't ask him. One of the days we were there, oh yeah, we did tell you about Soundsational coming back on that Friday, the 24th, and it did. Soundsational returned.
Wait, when is that coming back?
I think it came back already.
Oh, I'm not sure because I wasn't paying attention to the podcast or the post.
Exactly. We posted on SoCal Disneyland Annual Pass Holders Unite that we were back in the park and Soundsational was back. And a comment we get is, when is Soundsational coming back?
July.
I think we just told you.
I think it's coming back with Grad Night.
Probably. So yeah, Soundsational came back. And I did say before, I love that parade. It's a really cool parade. So it's cool to have a parade back in the morning, during the afternoon. And then, of course, you have the electrical parade at night. So, yeah, Soundsational is back right now playing about 4:30 in the afternoon, I believe. So if you guys go to the parks and you want to see that, hey, make sure you find a spot when you're allowed to get a spot. Because just like electrical parade, you cannot line up until the ropes are put up and they tell you can go ahead and get a spot.
Oh, that applies to that too, huh?
Yes, it does.
I was going to ask you that, but then I forgot.
Well, good thing I said it. So, yeah, it was a great day, great week, great 9 days in the park, great times with the family. It was really cool. I enjoyed myself. Well, like I said, Scott should be coming back for Memorial Day weekend, and it should be some more fun times then.
Yeah, we can all go on Guardians of the Galaxy with Scott.
Exactly. That's why he wants to come. So, yep. Well, hopefully he'll be able to make it down there or down here, and hopefully Shell and I will be up in the northern part of California for his retirement ceremony, which is on May 19th. So that'd be pretty cool, be fun. All right, moving on. So for those of you who park at Mickey and Friends parking structure.
Uh-oh, that's not us.
That's not us, but hey, I might have some good news for you guys. I actually got this in last night. And what's going to happen is, you know how people park over there to try to park and they get diverted?
Yeah, that's annoying.
And they get mad because they were going to park over there. Now they got to go park at Mickey and Friends and blah, 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 blah. Well, I got some news that's starting either this week or next week. There will be no more redirecting to other lots. So what's going to happen is the Mickey and Friends parking structure will stay open. And just like always, it will be first come, first serve. But once it's full, then they're not actually going to close it. I don't understand this part, but basically what it's saying is once it's full, they're still going to let people come in and I guess look for spots or something. I don't know.
Okay, now wait. Let me clarify this real quick. You say getting diverted. You're saying only getting diverted because of it being full, or are you saying also getting diverted because the line is sticking out into Ball and the police have closed it off and causing the diversion?
Okay, I know the police, they will do that, but I'm just thinking.
'Cause I've seen where that has happened, where they've closed off that ramp where you turn left and they literally just closed off the ramp.
Right.
Because people were just going, and then they'll close off the ramp right there in front of you. I actually had it happen, and then you get diverted that way, but then they open it back up within like a half hour or 45 minutes or something once the line goes down. But, I mean, they still have to be, there's still going to have to be diversions for that, I would assume, right?
Yes, the PD will close it if they have to, but what I'm thinking is that they're going to have all tolls open and try to get everybody in.
All tolls open all the time, so that means double more staffing.
Well, it depends on the hours.
Right.
No, you're going to need them all open in the morning. So I'm just thinking all tolls will be open. Boom, give me your money, give me your pass, whatever. Let's get these guys in, and maybe they'll keep moving fast so they don't have to block that off.
Because a lot of the times that we've shown up and been diverted, it's been like, I don't know, sometimes all the way up to like 1 o'clock. I mean, we've been diverted a couple times at like, 10 in the morning or whatever, if we were going for a movie screening or something. So it's like, obviously the chances of that. But, I mean, if that's the case, that's early in the morning. Don't they already have all the tolls open at that time?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I don't go over there, so I'm just saying, hey, they would have to have every single toll open and just try to hurry the guest along.
Right.
It says here that once it's full, then that's it. They will keep it open even if it's full and let guests drive around. The toll cast members will let the guests know where they can park.
So rather than just diverting them, they're going to give them the option of wasting their time and driving around and finding a parking spot. Then if they don't find a parking spot, are they going to get to go to every single level and look for a parking spot?
Maybe what they're going to do is they're going to, let's just say the structure is full. Cars are coming in. Once they get to the toll, they're going to say, we're full, you got to go park here, and then they're going to exit. You know how they exit to, what is it, Pinocchio level? And they'll exit out that.
They either usually exit that way or they just make you do a flip of a bitch right there.
Yeah, whatever's, they want to do. I mean, if you have tons of cars coming in, you're probably not going to have flipping, So
True.
So basically, what it sounds like, hey, you're going to go to the toll. We're sorry, we're full. You can go park at Toy Story, and they'll guide you out.
I don't know if it sounds like. I don't know if it's. I can't figure out if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
'Cause it sounds like it could cause more traffic because people are going to be sitting there at the toll longer, trying to figure out, oh well, how come I'm here if the place is closed or full? Why am I even here? Why not just divert them immediately? It seems like it's just going to cause more backup. I don't know. That's why we don't go there, so we don't have to deal with that crap.
It says right here. It says only time they will close the structure if traffic backs up to Ball. But that kind of like I didn't understand that why he told me that, because that's the way it is anyway.
Right.
I mean, that's the same thing you're just saying. You know, it's going to back up, and
right.
That's why I'm just trying to say maybe they're just going to try to speed people through. Let's go. So it doesn't.
But then it doesn't make any sense if they're going to continue to let people go to the parking structure if it's full.
Yeah.
Just to have to turn everybody away rather than just turn everybody away automatically like they've been doing. I mean, do they get too many complaints about having to drive all the way over to Toy Story?
That's what I was thinking right now. Is like, what if they're just like, okay, the parking's full, but guests will get mad if we close it and they have to go somewhere else.
Guests are going to be mad if they go to the toll at the parking structure and they're told it's full.
I think they're going to get mad both ways.
I mean, to me, it's like
we parked over.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, basically.
So I'm just thinking maybe Disney wants to let the guests go to the tolls and be told instead of getting there and you have to go somewhere else because no one's told you.
And you don't know why.
Yes.
Because you don't follow social media or whatever.
So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be how it's going to be different than it is now, but if you guys do park at the Mickey and Friends parking structure, just know, hey, that they are not going to redirect you anymore, but it sounds like they still will.
If you want to avoid all of that, hey, go park at Toy Story.
Hey, we're not allowed to tell people that.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. He just edited that out anyways. I'm talking for no reason.
All right.
Seriously, edit that out. Unless you think it's funny, then don't edit it out. Yeah. Well, guess what? Hey, it's almost April.
April Fools?
Almost April Fools. But also, April means it's almost time for Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're not going to be there this time.
That sucks. It's all your fault.
It's my fault.
Yes.
How's it my fault?
Because I said so.
Okay. Thanks, man. But yes, it is almost time for Star Wars Celebration. It will be coming up in a couple weeks. But that doesn't mean it isn't time to start getting ready for it and getting excited because there will be lots of news coming out. And we know, almost guaranteed, that we'll be getting the first trailer teaser from The Last Jedi.
Yay. Not Jedi's.
Not Jedi, but just The Last Jedi.
Cool.
We should be getting the first teaser from that. We should be getting maybe some reveals on some characters. We should be getting some more Han Solo news. I will be getting Han Solo in a little bit because there's always news about Han Solo lately, it seems like.
I heard he went for a plane ride again.
Yeah, I heard something like that, but I don't know. I mean, I try not to keep track of that because one of these days he's gonna kill himself, or he needs to take another lesson or something, or not stop getting in the wrong plane.
Now, real quick before you continue, he did take his family on the ride.
I saw that movie. It was called Mosquito Coast. It was only okay. I don't buy Anne Heche as his wife at all.
Anyway.
Yeah, Star Wars Celebration will be coming up now in a couple of weeks. Starts on April 13th through the 16th. Of course, that is in Orlando, Florida. You know, I was realizing the other day that Orlando is going to be busy in the month of April because WWE is there this week and this weekend because WrestleMania is in Orlando. And their WWE Fan Access, basically their little convention that goes along with WrestleMania, is at the Orange County Convention Center through this weekend. So they're going to have that. And then just in a couple weeks, they're going to have Star Wars Celebration. And then, of course, baseball. So there's still spring training, I assume. Well, no, because there is no spring training in Florida anymore. But wait, is there still?
Season starts on the 1st.
Right, the season starts on the 1st. So, wait, season starts on Friday?
Yes.
I never get used to these wacky new starting times for. Anyways, baseball is a whole nother thing. We go on about that, but all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, Star Wars Celebration is coming up. If you guys are going, lucky. We will be there at the next one that is here in California for sure. But until then, all of you who are going, start your countdowns. I mean, I know most of you are already doing countdowns all this time, but start your final countdown.
It's the final countdown.
Exactly, because we're coming up on T-minus, what, I believe like today is T-minus 15 days or something like that, 16 days. So start your final countdown. If any of you guys are going, let us know. And we're taking volunteers on who wants to be the official MousePIRE correspondent for Star Wars Celebration Orlando. We were taking, did I say taking orders or did I say taking volunteers?
You said taking volunteers.
Okay. I don't know why. I thought all of a sudden I thought I said taking orders.
I was thinking about cheeseburgers.
Ooh. Yummy. But yes, we are taking volunteers. If anybody wants to be the official MousePIRE correspondent for Star Wars Celebration Orlando, I know that Richard and Sarah are going, but obviously they're their own correspondents, so we can't really ask them to do that for us. I mean, unless they wanted to offer some extra little, programming or content for us, that would be really nice of them. But otherwise, if we're looking for anybody else who might be going who doesn't have other obligations to podcasts, then we're definitely looking for that.
Take a notebook.
Yes, take a notebook. You guys go back and listen to my podcasts from D23, and you will hear how I prepared, and then the ones that hear how I filled up my notebook. Yes, email us, mousepire@gmail.com, subject line, Star Wars Celebration correspondent. But definitely within the next couple of weeks, there will be more things being talked about with Star Wars Celebration, and then once Star Wars Celebration gets here, obviously the week after that, we'll probably have a jam-packed show with everything that came out of that, and then obviously you guys will definitely need to stay tuned to the social medias about that. So, celebrate good times.
Go home.
Exactly. Hey, so also speaking of Star Wars, we had the Star Wars Rebels season finale was this last weekend, and well, since my cohort here hasn't seen it, I can't really have a discussion about it as much as I would like to. So I'm just going to say that it was amazing. It's going to set up some crazy things for next season, which we don't know. Everybody's speculating will be this last season, the fourth season. But I would like, if anything, for anybody out there who is a Star Wars Rebels fan and has any thoughts about it, send in an email, please. mousepire@gmail.com, subject line Rebels Finale, and I would definitely like to hear your thoughts about it. And if you have any topics you would like my thoughts on or to discuss or anything like that, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I am dying to talk about Rebels, but I'm not really dying to talk about Rebels with myself. Even though I would still be talking about it by myself, but at least I'd be talking to an email.
You're a cohort.
Thank you. All right, so as I said just before, we do have some Han Solo film news. This comes from a interview with Bob Iger, and he talks about Han Solo. He says that Han Solo film will follow him from age 18 through 24. It will show him finding the Falcon, meeting Chewbacca, and getting his name. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on the whole getting his name thing, but I want to know what your thoughts are on the other part of it. I see you over there smiling, like as if you have something to say.
No, because I was thinking when meeting Chewbacca, that'd be a cool scene. I was like, oh, cool.
I'm really curious that if they're going to include him meeting Chewbacca in the movie. Now, I mean, we've talked about the Star Wars expanded universe before, and there is an established lore for Star Wars fans of how Han met Chewbacca. And that's basically that Chewbacca was prisoner of the Empire, and at the time Han Solo was, and he was an Imperial, because he did go to the Academy, and he saw that the way the Wookiees were being treated, and he saved Chewbacca, and then that's when he became a outlaw, and that's when he got the bounty put on his head by the Empire. But that's why Chewbacca has the life debt towards Han because he saved his life, and now Chewbacca is beholden to protect Han. A lot of good that did. I just have to say, ooh, too soon.
Messed up.
So it'll be interesting to see whether they stick with that, whether they have at least an homage to that original origin of Han and Chewie meeting, or whether they're just going to piss off all of the purists even more than they already do, and they're just going to completely change how Han and Chewie meet. So my idea is, you know what, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it should at least have some sort of homage to the original origin, rather than, so many times Disney and the new Lucasfilm is being accused of just spitting in the face of the old school fans. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do think that there should be homages to the old stuff. And obviously we have gotten that in the forms of like Thrawn on Rebels and other things, but there definitely should be some homage to that original origin of Han and Chewie meeting. But other than that, it's interesting that it's going to take place basically over the span of 6 years, 18 through 24. Now, the interesting thing that's a lot of people, and of course him finding the Falcon. So at some point, that means that's where Lando's going to come in, because hopefully, obviously they're keeping that. They have to keep that because that's canon that he got the Falcon from Lando. So we know that already. They can't change that. So obviously we know Donald Glover is playing Lando. The interesting thing is the whole getting his name thing. Now, a lot of people are taking that literally. And they're saying, oh, you mean Han Solo's not his actual name? It's an alias?
I didn't know he was an alien.
What do you think? Do you think it matters that if Han Solo is not his real name? Do you think that's what Iger means? Or do you think it's a metaphor for just getting a name for himself or something like that, and Iger just phrased it wrong?
To me, it doesn't matter if it was his real name or not. We met Han Solo, and that was his name. His name is Han, and that's what we know. But if this movie is, of course, going back to introduce the character, then I don't think it matters. Maybe it's not his name. Maybe he got that name because he's always on his own. There you go. So, because what was Leia said, you only think about yourself. So, yeah, he's a loner. It's all about him until he met Chewie, right?
Right.
So then, yeah, maybe he got his name Han Solo because he's on his own. He's always on his own.
It's entirely possible. Obviously we can't always take names literally, or because, Skywalker sure ain't walking in the sky. You're stupid.
I was going to say it.
But I don't think it matters either. If it's his name, it's his name. If not, then, the only thing would be is that obviously later on, if Han and Leia were married, then, first of all, she'd probably still keep her name. But if she was Leia Solo, then, that's not his real name. Might get in trouble with immigration.
Well,
but
my last name is not my real last name. It is, but it was changed before. So does that matter?
Only if it was done legally. If Han Solo just went in space and just said, "Okay, this is my new name," he didn't change it legally with the Imperial Department of Motor Vehicles or Social Security, then obviously it's not his real name. Clearly, if you change your real name, if your name was changed, but it's been done with Social Security, then it's your name now. But
okay, I wasn't there when it was done, so I don't know.
It's fine with me. It seems a little weird why they would do that, but I don't know. Some people seem to think that it was just Iger's words were he just phrased it wrong, and it's just made more of making a name for himself, which makes more sense. But either way, it's fine. I think it's a little interesting tidbit that the movie is going to show a lot. The fact that it's going to span a period of 6 years, I just hope that they do show it kind of, that they do make sure that they emphasize when we're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, sometimes you can have that jumping ahead thing and it's confusing. Or especially if they were going to do that thing where we're already at age 24 and then we're doing flashbacks of the 18 to 24 part. So it's it depends on how they do it. And as long as they make it plain that we're doing that. And that the makeup on I'm sure the kid who's playing Han, I mean, people don't really go through that much of a change between 18 to 24, especially guys. But, I mean, if they should definitely do some sort of makeup to definitely show that transition.
As long as they keep it simple so I can understand what's going on.
Exactly. Just another thing that Iger said also in that same interview. He says that in The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker, when he's not walking in the sky, he will have a lot of talking.
Oh, okay.
That's all he said.
So he won't be just there on the cliff.
Yeah, he just won't be all there like looking all serious. Why so serious? Hey, so we got a Spider-Man trailer today.
I don't like spiders.
Oh, well, neither do I. We're not even going to go into that Washington Post article.
No, please don't.
If you guys know about the Washington Post article, keep it to yourselves. Don't tell other people.
Yes.
Because, yeah, I've already told 2 people, and it wasn't good for either of them. I just wanted them to hurt as much as I do.
Whoa.
But yes, we got a Spider-Man trailer today. I haven't watched it yet.
I saw it twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it on the webs. Then I saw it on...
No pun intended.
Then I saw it on TV today.
The same one? You saw it on TV?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where was that?
That was after the first break of The Voice.
Oh, I see. The same. That's interesting.
What's up, guys? So, to become an Avenger, are there, trials or an interview?
Do me a favor. Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Just stay close to the ground.
You're the Spider-Man from YouTube. Can you summon an army of spiders?
No, Ned, no.
Do you know him, too?
I stole his shield.
Can I try the suit on? Badass.
The rich and the powerful, like Stark, they don't care about us.
The world's changing, boys.
Time we change too.
These weapons are crazy dangerous.
Listen, Peter, forget the flying monster guy. There are people who handle this sort of thing.
The illegal weapons ferry was at 2:30. You missed it. No.
What if somebody had died?
I was just trying to be like you.
I wanted you to be better. I'm gonna need the suit back.
But I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
I screwed up.
You need to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I want you to understand. I'll do anything to protect my family. I know you know what I'm talking about.
So don't mess with me. Because I will kill you and everybody you love.
My friends are up there!
The guy is still out there. I've just got to do this on my own.
Just don't do anything stupid.
I got this.
All right?
Yeah.
Kids always do stupid stuff.
Exactly.
Hey, my hardest thing with Spider-Man this movie is? I find it hard to want to root against Michael Keaton. Because I like Michael Keaton. And even as a villain, he sounds sympathetic.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like as if he just says, I just want to protect my family. If the Vulture is just trying to do it for whatever reasons, then, I mean, not just to be a jerk, then I can't really, it's hard to root against him and root for Spider-Man.
That's funny.
I don't know. What did you think about it?
I actually am excited to see it. I think I am more excited to see this movie than I have been the other 2 series of Spider-Man.
It looks like there's another villain in there. I hope he's not being shoehorned in like every other Spider-Man movie has. I'm not going to say anything if you haven't seen the trailer, I don't want to tell you. But it does look like there's another villain in there. But I just hope it's like a minimum screen time because we've already had too many instances of them having 50 bazillion. I mean, I don't know what it is with Spider-Man movies with them trying to put 1,000 villains in them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it goes all the way back to the Schumacher Batman movies. Well, with you had at least in the Jim Carrey Riddler one, there was only Two-Face was only in there for a couple seconds. He didn't really do a whole lot. But then you get to Batman and Robin, and you got Arnold, you got Poison Ivy, you got Bane for just standing around in the background being a bodyguard.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just too much. And then you get to like Spider-Man 3, the first Spider-Man 3 with emo Peter Parker, and you got Sandman.
I actually like the movie. I think that was my favorite one out of that series.
Really? Because that's weird. Because that's most people's least favorite.
I don't go with what people say.
I know, but my favorite is Spider-Man 2 because Doc Ock. That was an amazing movie. Plus, Alfred Molina was amazing as Doc Ock, and he was almost sympathetic too, to a point. Just the fact that it was only because the thing messed up his head. He didn't do it just because he was being a jerk. The thing messed up his brain and made him turn evil. But I mean, that one just had too many villains. Or the third one had too many villains. You had Sandman, and then you had other things going on, and then all of a sudden you had Harry Osborn pop out with his being a green snowboarder and all that stuff. And then, of course, the second Spider-Man movie of the Andrew Garfield, you had Rhino, and you had Jamie Foxx, and you had all kinds of stuff going on in that one. It's just, tone it down. We don't need... I understand that these characters have, like, an amazing rogues gallery, but chill it down with the villains in these movies. I mean, do one major villain and then tease another villain or something, and then have that villain be the villain in the next movie. That's all you gotta do. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. We'll see what happens. Supposedly today, I think it was the person who used to be in charge at Sony that helped do the deal between Marvel and Sony to use Spider-Man in the Marvel movies. She insinuated, even though she's not even in there anymore, she insinuated that either after the Homecoming sequel, that either that was going to be it for the deal, or it was going to be renegotiated. It really depends on how you interpret her remarks, but it's really a stupid comment, which happened to come the same day that the trailer dropped. It sounded like that they're just butthurt and they want to get some, oh, look at us, we're Sony. We still own Spider-Man technically. Even though I'm not Sony anymore, but I'm speaking for them for no reason. That's cool. That comes out. Crap, when did that? I forgot. July 7th, that will be in theaters. So we'll definitely have a lot. We have a lot going on between now and then.
Yeah, 7/7/17.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's creepy. I don't know. Not really. Not like 6/6/16 was. All right. So Diggs have been telling you about for a while about how Descendants 2 was coming.
Yeah.
I saw that they had come out with a teaser for it. I knew this guy was having a busy week, so I went ahead and retweeted it just so that I would remember it. And I wanted to go ahead and play that. So check this out. It's real short. I haven't even watched it, so if there's no dialogue, oh well.
Wicked ways beneath the skin, and all who taste it now join in.
Hey, so I think that was a bunch of villains right there, villain children. I know that one of the ones there that's the new one for the Descendants 2 is the daughter or son or whatever of Ursula is the new one coming.
Okay, I don't remember. But...
Okay, I know it's one of the ones that's shown here in the video.
Cool.
They're bobbing for apples. Or they're doing a potion. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
They're doing a spell.
That's coming in the summer. I'm assuming that because it just says summer that we don't have an exact date for that. Speaking of summer, we still don't have an exact date for DuckTales. But hopefully we'll be getting a date on that soon, on when that'll be starting. But I did see a DuckTales. I did see the Donald Duck DuckTales trailer, which is where I saw that it said summer of 2017. Because I don't think we knew that. Did we know that it was summer specifically for DuckTales?
No.
Or had it just been 2017? We just didn't know exactly when. Or did the first trailer say summer?
It might have, because we've been assuming it's going to be summer.
We assumed it was summer. I just don't know if we knew that for sure. Even if we did, or whether we did or not, we definitely know that it's now summer because, like I said, I was watching something, and at the end, there was the little Donald Duck trailer, the one I told you guys about, that's just Donald Duck flashing through a bunch of scenes.
Yeah.
And that was showing...
Whoa. Puberty.
That was showing during the credits of what I'm going to talk about right now, and that's Tangled. The new Tangled, the series. Is that what it's called? Tangled, the series? I don't know. I think so. But I didn't talk about it. Wait, did I talk about Before Ever After? I didn't talk about it because I was hoping you guys would watch it so we could talk about it together. But yeah, Tangled Before Ever After, the 1 hour movie that I told you guys about, showed a couple of weeks ago. And then this last Friday, the first episode of the ongoing series started. I'm really liking it. The animation is different from the movie. It is the new series is 2D animation, like a traditional animation, as opposed to the movie, which was in 3D. To me, I think because of the fact that it's using such a wide color palette, like the movie, that especially with a lot of the brighter colors that Rapunzel uses, that to me it really pops off the screen really nicely. I think it's really high quality for being an animated TV show, which of course is what we come to expect from Disney. At least, especially, as long as it's something that Disney's actually allowing us to see, aka see last week's episode in my rant about, 2 weeks ago in my rant about Boomerang. It is really good. I like it. There's some new characters, of course, like I said before. You got the original cast of Rapunzel, and of course, I've never seen the movie. I didn't know why all of a sudden this the movies the TV movie started, and they're calling Flynn Rider Eugene, and I'm like, why are they calling this guy Eugene? I thought his name was Flynn Rider. And then, of course, it had to be explained to me that was a pseudonym. Maybe Han Solo's real name is Eugene as well.
There you go.
So I'm like, oh, I see. He's a student. He's like, I said, oh, is he like the Dread Pirate Roberts? And I'm like, oh, he's not that cool. It's like he's taking credit for all this stuff that he didn't do. I mean, at least in Princess Bride, Dread Pirate Roberts did all the stuff that he was supposed to have done. It just wasn't always him. But I'm like, oh, so he's like Han Solo. But no, Han Solo doesn't take credit for anything that he didn't do either, except for maybe blemishing on the Kessel Run thing. But so yeah, I was like, oh, this is cool, right on. But the animation's good. It's a cool story, good continuation of the movie that I have not seen, which I'll probably get around to watching Tangled, just so I can be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Right on. There is one new character in which is it's like Rapunzel's handmaiden. You know, like how Padme had handmaidens in the prequel trilogy. She's like Rapunzel's version of Sabe, and she's actually just as badass too. But
I like strawberry Sabe.
But she's it doesn't bother me, but there's a certain other person who it's really bothered by, because this character calls Rapunzel Raps continuously, and then even Eugene calls her Raps once. So apparently that's a thing for the series, that Rapunzel is going to have Raps as a nickname. I guess it doesn't really bother me. It is really stupid, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to me. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check your on demand or whatever, or whatever you got to do, and watch Before Ever After the movie if you haven't seen that yet, and then definitely check out the TV show.
All right, this Saturday, don't forget, Extravaganza starts.
Yeah, it seems early.
It does seem early, but yeah, it starts on Saturday.
It's actually not really that early, though, because I was looking at like my Facebook memories, and there's like Facebook memories from like a few years ago where like sometimes Easter is like already happened.
I just think it's not that it's early, but this month is going quick.
That's probably
what you're trying to say. Yeah. But yeah, Extravaganza starts on Saturday, on April Fool's Day, and we'll go through April 16th.
Wait, so if it's April Fool's Day, does that mean it's not really starting that day?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
And we did talk about it last week, and we're talking about how the price went up. It's $5.99 for the map now.
Outrageous.
You say that now, but last year the map was $5.95, so it only went up 4 cents. Come on now.
I'm still outraged.
It went up 4 cents, 4 whole cents. So yeah, it's not a big deal. $5.99 for the map, and you can get the different maps at Disneyland Park, Disney California Adventure Park, and Downtown Disney. You got 3 different maps and to find the eggs. And like we said, you can just go ahead and buy your map. Then you can redeem it for the egg and then go hunting for the eggs. You don't have to do it. You don't have to hunt for the eggs first and then come back. You can just get your egg then. And before they were just like, basically you had to pick, what's under this box or whatever to grab your egg. But you know what? Now they just ask you what egg you want. So
they started that last year.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's fine if there's good eggs to choose from, which I don't really think any of the eggs are really that great. I think the year when they weren't giving you the choice was the year that they had the better looking eggs.
But I think it makes sense now because people just want to collect them. So if they buy the 6 maps so they can get the 6 eggs and then because I just want the collection, which is better. I mean, why would you? It's kind of stupid for Disney to say, no, you got to pick this one, and get what you get. No, let them have what you want. It's not a big deal.
Because then it becomes like collecting trading cards or something. It's like, oh, I got 2 Goofies. I better trade it for a blah, blah, blah.
So, yeah, don't forget, Extravaganza starts on Saturday, goes through the 16th, and I will be there. I don't know when, but I will be there looking for some eggs and things like that. So it'll be pretty cool, and it'll be fun.
On a bun.
Yeah, and it's only 4 cents, okay? Only went up 4 cents, and that's it. Yeah, watch next year would be $6.50. $6.49.
Exactly.
All right, real quick, I want to remind you guys about our Patreon page. Go check it out. Go to www.patreon.com/MousePIRE and help support the podcast. You can give $1 a month. You can give $2 a month, $5 a month, $15 a month, whatever you guys want to give. It would be cool and be nice, and we would really appreciate it to help the podcast out. We do have to pay for hosting fees for our website and to host the podcast itself. And it does take time and effort to put the podcast together and traveling with gas and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys can just go visit the Patreon page, we do have the links on the page. Just go to Facebook page. It's on there. You can just find it there. We would really appreciate it. We can use all the help we can get. Anthony did bring up last week about doing some.
Oh yes, definitely. If we have certain people pledge a certain amount. Obviously, I mentioned we had tried a Kickstarter before we even started the podcast. That didn't go so well, but you don't have any kind of incentive program with Patreon. But maybe we could do our own of incentive.
They do offer it, but I just haven't put it out there.
Oh, okay, I see.
So we can do this. If you give this, you get that. If you give this, you get that.
Okay,
we can
so you can do it the same as that.
Yeah, but I just haven't had any ideas.
Okay, so. Well, we could definitely do that sort of thing. If any of you guys have any kind of ideas, I threw out a few things last week, like some of the stuff that he had put on the original Kickstarter was stuff like hats and T-shirts. Well, we don't really have, I don't necessarily know if we have the connection for that stuff anymore, so I don't know if that's stuff that we could still put on there, but we could definitely have a shout out for I don't know, whatever, $10. You could definitely get a shout out and a mention. Or if you pledge over $100 or whatever it was, you would get, you could be on the podcast, you could have an interview or whatever. There's several different things. If you guys have any kind of ideas or any idea, or if there's any other podcast Patreons that have done Patreons that you've heard other things mentioned that would be ideas, email us, mousepire@gmail.com, subject line Patreon incentives or just incentives. And give us some ideas, of some things you might want to see as incentives. I mean, maybe if it's something that specifically would incentivize you or incentive you. I don't know, incentivize you to give us money. Then I mean, you tell us what you want, and we'll tell and we'll give us the money, and we'll do it within reason.
Whoa.
I mean, if you want some particular photos with Diggs, that's between you and him.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, that's all.
Yeah. So visit our page. Like I said, www.patreon.com/MousePIRE.
And don't worry, if you give money before we come up with an incentive program, we will retroactively, you would get whatever it was that it's qualified for. Now, if you've already given money, you can't call in and say, I want. Gave us how much so far?
Well, we got a pledge from Fernando Xavier Hubbard, and Nancy sent some money.
Okay, I mean, like whatever amount Nancy sent. You can't email and say, I want this incentive for doing this amount of money because you've already given the money. But if we do come up with an incentive for the amount that you did, then
yes.
Yeah, you can't make up your own incentive for the amount you already gave. But if we do an incentive for the amount, which most likely there would be an incentive at least for the amount you gave, definitely, we could definitely do that. We'll have to figure out, give us some ideas.
Yeah, and don't forget to go check out our YouTube channel. We actually have a video, some clips from Frozen live at the Hyperion, so you go check that out. I've been posting that on the Facebook page, so go to Facebook and check out that link. Head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe and everything like that, because we need to get more subscribers so we can be an official channel, because YouTube changed their stuff. So just go over to our MousePIRE Facebook page, and you will see the video there of the Frozen Live and the, in the summary of last week's podcast. You can see that there too, with some new effects and things on that. So check those out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate that.
Mail time.
I was waiting for a song.
That was it.
Oh, that's all I get?
That's all you get.
Man, cheap production. All right. All right.
You're the producer.
I asked you for a song. All right. So our first email comes from Nancy, and her subject line is, "Look at me, I'm listening." She says, "I'm still your favorite listener, right? Right?"
Wait, who is this again?
Oh, you gotta make her cry. Of course you are, Nancy. All right. She says, episode 68, acronyms, troopers, and coffee incentives. She says, the best quote of the podcast, "Whoever makes the signs for Disney should be fired." There, I said it, from Anthony.
Exactly.
All right, episode 69. Rigo Bigo, what was your favorite treat during the last Christmas season? Is that too old of a question? Probably, but you made all these treats sound so good.
Hold on, let me while he's thinking, I'm going to consult my photographs. Because if I took a photograph of it, most likely it was worth talking about. If I didn't, nope, that's a roast I made myself.
I can say that I know there was a lot of times during the Christmas season I was getting a lot of hot cocoa. I was having a lot of that. I did try that Christmas parfait that they had at
during Festival of Fatness.
Yeah, no, but the over at Tomorrowland, Terrence.
Oh, the green one.
Yeah,
yeah, the one it was yeah.
I had that. It wasn't that great. It was okay, but it wasn't that great. I'm trying to figure out what else we had for Christmas treats.
Oh, I got it. I got my answer right now because it's the only thing that I remember. The only thing I remember trying. And I also have your answer, too, in a second because I just remembered. My answer, the Reuben potato smash.
Oh, okay.
Because I just found a picture of it, and I'm like, ooh, I want it again.
And that was the
again.
Festival of Fatness.
That was during Festival of Fatness. That was at the Nosh and Nibbles booth. That was the Reuben potato smash with Russian dressing and rye toast. It was so good and yummy. I would have definitely had multiples of those. If they had a pass during the Festival of Fatness, I would have definitely used 2 tickets on that one. Let's put it that way. Now, this guy here, first of all, we don't want to talk about the white hot chocolate fiasco.
No.
But we can talk about the frozen chocolate milk. The frozen chocolate milk.
That was good. The tart.
Raspberry tart.
Yes, that was my favorite for that.
If he had ever gotten the white chocolate or had actually gotten a correct version of the frozen chocolate milk, then that might have ranked up there. But yeah, I'm just going to probably have to go with that potato, that Reuben smash.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that tart. That tart was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that stuff, we did try, he tried that holiday parfait. We had tried the mint whoopie pie, which of course we felt the same way about that. Way too much mint. That was the one that I don't know if that's that episode or if it's the episode after that I mentioned that I felt like I brushed my teeth.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know if you've gotten there yet, but yeah, definitely definitely that Reuben potato smash was the highlight of the holidays for me.
All right, so the next one is general odds and ends. Now, this next question, I think Anthony has a lot of opinions on this.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to limit him to 3 minutes because we don't need to go into a big old conversation about this. What do you think of Bob Iger staying longer with Disney? 3 minutes.
I think he's wearing out his welcome just like Michael Eisner did. Time's up.
Whoa. I really don't care. I don't mind. Nothing to me because the way I see it, Bob's been there. He knows basically how Disney runs and things like that. Who are they going to get to replace him?
I like things that he's done. Obviously, we've brought in Marvel, we've brought in Star Wars, and we've done things like that under Iger's watch. But there's also other things that have been not necessarily handled particularly the greatest. What with things with diversity, and Bob Iger hasn't exactly handled Ike Perlmutter the way that he probably could have been handled. The guy, the CEO over at Marvel, I've mentioned him before, and how much of a thorn in the side of the whole of everything with Marvel he is. So I mean, there's things that basically, like I said, I compared him with Eisner. Eisner did a lot of good things, but he also did a lot of bad things. I think that the longer Iger stays, the more he's going to wear out his welcome, because he's been accused of treating a lot of things with Disney too much as a business, and he hasn't been treating Disney enough as Disney. I would like to say that also that he might be behind some of my complaints with the lack of getting the Disney library out there. If he was a big enough Disney person, he should have. He has the power to get that library out there to influence programming. He's in charge of all of Disney. He can influence those things. So I mean, if anybody else, if you're gonna blame anybody, go to the top. That he's not been true enough to the Disney brand, and that sometimes the good things don't necessarily outweigh the bad things. Like I said, I will compare him to Eisner in the same way that Eisner ruined a lot of things with Disney in the early 80s. He redeemed himself with choices he made with the Disney animateds during the great movies of Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and all that. But then after that, it's like hit or miss.
Cool. There's your 3 minutes.
Right on.
She says, all right, Disney California Adventure. I really miss having an annual pass. When you don't have an annual pass, you feel rushed to do all your favorite things instead of trying out new things like the Jumpy Jellyfish, which I had planned to get on but completely forgot about it. She says, #fat time. I realized I didn't take any pictures. I'm weak. All right, so she was there a few days ago, and I told her that she better give us a full report. Oh, she didn't take pictures, so she's already getting her grades lowered. She says, pineapple cotton candy. My niece, who is a cast member, hasn't tried this either, so I bought her a bag for her to share with the people she was working with on Sunday. We all loved it, except we didn't like that it wasn't all pineapple. It was mixed with white cotton candy. It didn't taste like anything. It was disappointing since the pineapple was really good. However, all agreed that it was well worth it.
So basically, she has the same opinion on it you do, similarly?
I think she's talking about that the white part didn't taste like anything.
Which is what you said.
Right, but
you didn't think the yellow parts tasted like anything either.
No,
so.
I didn't either. So yeah, I was.
But I would think that if it's weird because you don't really like pineapple, and if it had tasted like pineapple, you would say it tastes like pineapple.
Yeah, I would have tasted the pineapple.
Right, so it's really weird. Maybe it's just hit or miss on which you got a bad one, she got a half bad one.
Maybe. All right, she goes on to say, gray stuff. We couldn't find the cupcake at DCA, but now I thought about it even in the park. No.
We never said that the gray stuff was at DCA. If you misunderstood, we apologize.
Now, we were talking about at Disney World. It was a cupcake.
Right. At Disney World, it was a cupcake that used the cookies and cream mousse as a topping.
Yeah.
And that was at Be Our Guest in Florida. But at the Disneyland parks, it's only at the Red Rose Tavern in a.k.a. Village House in Fantasyland. So we apologize if there was any confusion. Does that mean that you never found it?
Yeah, I don't think she found it because she was a DCA. All right, the last thing is Shimmer Lemonade at Smoothies.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if this was the same pomegranate lemonade that you tried, but we went for it. We all liked it. It was nice, sweet, and tart. Of course, I always want more than was given to me. Exactly. I need a picture. We had planned to try others, but the kids were more interested in Mickey's ice cream sandwich than lemonade.
Now, the Frozen Shimmer is one of the pomegranate ones. The other one is the Silver Sparkler over there at Jolly Holiday in Disneyland. They're almost basically identical. I don't even remember now what the differences were.
I don't remember either.
The only difference I can remember and what I want to know from you is what was your whipped cream?
Right.
Because originally when I had the Silver Sparkler at Jolly Holiday, it came with the citrus foam, not whipped cream. But then when I had the Frozen Shimmer at Smoothies, they gave it to me with regular whipped cream, which I don't think was good for it. It didn't suit it at all. And I said that if I ever went back there again, I would ask them to put the citrus foam on it if they had it. And then if they didn't have it, I wouldn't get it. I never went back there. But what I want to know is what did you have, whipped cream or did you have a citrus foam? And I'm just going to say you would know the difference.
Yeah.
Because obviously the citrus foam would be sour and the regular whipped cream would be very sweet.
All right, Nancy, thank you for your email. Sorry you didn't find the gray stuff. But
Sorry.
But it sounds like she was just a DCA, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like you actually went to Disneyland, just DCA Park. So.
Yeah, we apologize.
All right, next email is from Fernando Xavier Hubbard, and his subject line is, call the Wambulance.
Whoa. Uh-oh. I think somebody's about to get a burn.
He says, hello.
I better get some Bactine.
You better get some. He says, hello.
Better get some aloe.
He says, hello there, fellas. Long time listener, long time emailer here.
Ain't Howard Stern.
He says, sorry we missed you again, Anthony. It was great seeing you guys last week.
Whatever, I think you do that on purpose.
We have to do it again soon. Hey, I say he surprised us. I had no idea he was coming, and all of a sudden, he's there at the castle.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to give him a hard time every single time, though. Guy owes me big time.
He says, you guys had a marathon run of Disney Visit last week. You and Chateau probably have Disney thighs, calves, and asses now.
Ew.
We should call them the Schwarzenegger brothers.
Get to the monorail.
Yes. Now a question and rant at the same time.
Uh-oh. I passed the torch.
Have you been seeing all the wine bagging about the Tower Terror Guardian Towers being unsightly? My chat and other Facebook pages are full of crybabies. Of course they are.
Are they really complaining about that?
They're complaining because, oh my God, it doesn't fit the theme. Because when you walk into the Buena Vista Street, Carthay Circle area, you can see it over there, and it doesn't match the scheme of the land, and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm going to go on my own rant about that.
He says, what are we going to do? Tear it down? Not go? Maybe I've been a grumpy old man and would rather sniff pixie dust than spread it around. Oh, wait. We will save that for another show. Ha, ha, ha. a big of drug humor to get us going.
Yeah.
I can't stand the crying. Luckily, I have MousePIRE to hear it the way it really is.
You know, that's right.
What are your thoughts?
I'll let you go and then I'll...
Well, I mean, when they announced that the tower was going to be transformed to this, what did people think already? That it wasn't going to be a sore thumb sticking out? I mean, Disney actually released the concept drawing for the building. They had a model that they put the picture out of the building. So what, you guys didn't actually realize, hey, this is what it's going to look like and it's not going to match the scheme of Buena Vista Street?
Well, no, the thing is that what I'm basically going to get at in one of my points is that all the people complaining about it being an eyesore are probably all the people that don't want it there. They want it to be back to Tower of Terror. Probably all exactly the same people that have been whining, that whined when it was announced, that have been whining ever since. That, oh, we don't want Guardians. We want Tower of Terror. It's probably all the same people, because it's always the same people, right? I mean, would you agree that it's probably all the same people that don't even want it there? Because I mean, people that don't mind the fact that Guardians is coming, they're not going to really complain about that because they're not thinking about that. They're not walking into Buena Vista Street thinking, oh, that looks like an eyesore. They're walking into Buena Vista Street thinking, especially lately since they've been taking some of the front off, they're walking into Buena Vista Street thinking, that looks freaking cool. I can't wait for that to open. That's what the people that want the ride or don't mind the ride are thinking. The people who don't want the ride are the ones automatically thinking, oh, it looks like my butt. It's those people.
Now, I don't know when this picture was taken.
Now, the picture that he's showing me on the left, the picture's a picture of the Tower of Terror, and it's the Carthay Circle with the 60th decorating on it, and the right is Carthay Circle, obviously without 60th decorations, and then Guardians, the way it looks right now. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I actually think Guardians would look better with the 60th decorations back on the Carthay Circle.
I think so too.
If you ask me, because there's some blue going on there.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't care if that's what they're using as their example of how ugly it looks. You know what? You know where that picture is taken from? Nowhere that you can be. Where's that pic? Where are those taken from? That's from up in the air. That's like from the monorail? No, not even from the monorail. Are those like stock pictures or I don't know?
Well, see, I mean, this picture came out yesterday, and I was like confused because I was like, okay, well, is that everything taken off already? So luckily,
or is that some good Photoshop?
That's what I'm thinking. Because luckily, our friend Lauren was there yesterday,
right?
And I asked, and I saw her. She was actually there on Buena Vista
Right. I
Street,
saw the picture that you got from her,
and I asked her to go take a picture for me.
And it's not uncovered that far down, is
no.
it? So there's people that they're just photoshopping to make it look like it's all uncovered to try and make a point that it doesn't look like that. It's going to look like that at some point. Now, whether it's a Photoshop or not of how it's going to look, that's not the point. The point they're trying to make is that it's going to look like an eyesore later on. First of all, I'm going back to my point of making that, well, nobody's going to be looking at it from the vantage point that they're showing in that picture because nobody's going to be seeing it from that high up. Everybody's going to be seeing it from the ground up, and it's going to look completely different. But let me just go back and use some examples. Let me take you back.
Back it up.
Beep, beep, beep. We're backing it up to the late 50s, and a mountain starts getting built in Disneyland. You think there were people walking around, oh, this mountain looks like an eyesore. What is that big scaffolding up there that's taking the shape of a mountain? Now, those of you who are Disneyland fans know that I'm talking about the building of the Matterhorn in the late 50s before the Matterhorn opened in, phase 2, 1959, right? Wasn't that when Matterhorn opened, phase 2, the first expansion to Tomorrowland when the submarines and everything opened in 1959. But obviously, up until then, people had to watch that thing get built. Do you think there was people walking around? You know why? Because people didn't whine about that shit back then. They didn't care. I mean, they were all still dressing nice to go to Disneyland.
Yes.
They weren't dressing with their asses hanging out.
No.
So
they have tons of strollers.
It was a different time. Fast forward. Mid-70s. Another big mountain is going up. Another big structure is being built in the background. You could clearly see it behind Main Street. I'm sure if you're on Main Street. I'm talking about Space Mountain, obviously. Do you think people complain about Space Mountain going up and obstructing and being an eyesore behind Main Street, being an eyesore when you're in the hub? Do you think people complained?
No.
Doubtful. Because that's not what happened. That's not the way things were. Fast forward some more. Mid-90s. Tomorrowland starts getting painted grossly. Doesn't match anything else in the whole entire park. That big white mountain that was not an eyesore in the 1970s now is becoming an eyesore in the mid-90s because it's being painted bronze and green and all kinds of weirdness.
Yes.
But you know what? Did we complain?
No.
Maybe amongst ourselves. We said, oh, that looks kind of gross. But, I mean, you know what? Also, when they started putting the Astro Orbiter, that thing looked really weird. And to this day, I still say it looks like that thing from Dark Crystal. But you know what? We didn't complain to other people because there was nowhere to complain to. Social media has created an outlet for complaint.
Yes.
You people would all not be complaining if it wasn't for social media. Disneyland has a history of stuff being an eyesore. That's what happens when you do construction. I guarantee there's people that are saying that once Star Wars Land goes up, and there are people, and I guarantee it's going to be all the people that don't want Star Wars Land there. Once Star Wars Land starts going up in the background, Star Wars Land is becoming an eyesore. I'm sorry, Star Wars Themed Land.
Yes, themed.
My mistake. Star Wars Themed Land. Once everything starts going up in the background, you're going to hear all the anti-Star Wars themed land people, that's becoming an eyesore.
I don't want to see that when I park in the parking structure that is making me be redirected.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, you know what? No matter what happens, these people are going to complain. I mean, I'm sure DCA is probably a big example of a lot of stuff going up because they have a lot of tall stuff. Of course, a lot of it was there from the beginning. I always thought Maliboomer was kind of seemed out of place, but you know what? It's gone now. I don't know. What do you think about my whole point about that? You agree?
Yeah.
Like Disneyland's always had eyesores.
Yeah, people just want to complain more and more. I don't know what the hell my chat said because I don't read them. They are pretty much not always right. So I don't, waste my time to read that. But I just seen a lot of people complaining about, this doesn't look right. It doesn't match the theme, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, well, whatever.
You know what? I have not even thought once about the theming or about whether it's going to jive with the background or whether it's going to look good in the background of Buena Vista Street or whatever. You know what? I haven't thought even 1 second about it. Because you know what? There's a lot more important things to think about in the world. There's a lot more important things to complain about in the world. And you know what? It doesn't bother me.
All right. So thank you for your email, Fernando Xavier Hubbard. Hopefully we can see you in the parks and when Anthony's there.
Yeah. Damn it.
And hopefully we can get to the Dodger game. Yes, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, go Doyers.
All right, next email is from Michael the Mail Guy, and his subject line is Michael the Ready for Disneyland Mail Guy.
When is he not ready for Disneyland?
I don't know. All right, he says, Michael the Mail Guy here. Sorry, Diggs, about Bing Bong giveaway. I owe you one. Remember when he took my Bing Bong? Yes, let's go get that Bing Bong. He says, you want a Bing Bong? And then we go, and he kept it. Yeah.
Dirty.
He says, this Thursday I will be in Disneyland only family time with Tron Uncle and some of my family members. Try to see the Main Street Electrical Parade and the fireworks show. Hope to see you guys in the evening to watch the Main Street Electrical Parade and fireworks. Is that an invite?
Does he consider us family? I mean, is he?
But he said hope to see you guys in the evening to watch the Main Street Electrical Parade and fireworks.
Well, I mean, obviously that sounds like an invite.
Sounds like it to me. Coming next month, Disneyland is a Big Family presents on Sunday, April 23rd at Disneyland and Downtown Disney. Second annual Awareness for Autism, strongly supported by MousePIRE Podcast. Find us on Facebook. make sure you guys go to Disneyland. It's a big family entertainment, and you can see all about that event. I will be posting the links to that on our Facebook page. All right, questions. What is a place you guys suggest to take my lady to eat? Fancy, but not too fancy. Over $30 to $50 plate. Places in Disneyland or downtown Disney or DCA. Steakhouse 55.
That might be right there on the cusp for that, but yeah, Steakhouse 55, Blue Bayou, those are the upper crust ones. I would say Brennan's Jazz Kitchen.
Yeah, I heard they had good food.
They do have good food.
That's what I hear. And
Tortilla Joe's.
Yes.
The actual Tortilla Joe's.
You should try that, Michael.
Yeah, the actual Tortilla Joe's.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea. I think you should really try that one. I haven't been there yet. So.
Oh, Napa Rose. I've never been there, but I've heard lots of good things about it.
Or
the Storytellers Cafe.
Yeah, I was going to say Storytellers.
There, I haven't eaten there, but I've had bread.
I've eaten there. I had a burger. It was really yummy. So yeah, those are good places. Next question: what is your best dessert in the parks right now? Cherry lemonade. Oh, wait a minute.
Cheshire Cat cookie.
He likes the cookie. I go for the Darth by chocolate parfait.
Ooh, that's right. That is still in the park. So
yeah,
ooh, yeah, that's right there. Yeah, that's right there.
Yes.
You still haven't found the space junk, huh?
I haven't went looking for it.
Okay.
I actually was there. When did we go there? I was there and I just grabbed. I was going to get some breadsticks. Well, let me tell you my breadstick story real quick.
Uh-oh.
So they wanted to go eat, Scott and everybody. So they wanted pizza. Shadow was getting pasta. I said, I'm going to get some breadsticks. So I'm waiting there, and I'm looking, and the cast member brings out these breadsticks. The first third looked uncooked. I was like, and she was serving those, putting them in bags. The next thirds looked half cooked and half uncooked. So I was waiting for her to get to the last thirds that looked really cooked. It looked perfect. So she basically served the first thirds that looked uncooked. Then she went and threw the rest away. I was like, are you serious? And then there was people standing there. They're like, what happened? I go, she just threw all those breadsticks away. I go, she served the ones that looked uncooked, but the ones that looked cooked, she just threw away.
Did you say anything?
No, because she was where I was and where the cast member, the trash was. She was, and then she just put a brand new tray in the oven. I was like, dang. So
I would have yelled out. I'd have been like, why'd you do that?
So I was just like,
I need to talk to your manager.
All I did was get a drink. Because now there's a line waiting for breadsticks, and she just put brand new ones in the oven. That's going to take like 5.
And nobody wants the raw ones that she put out.
Oh my god! So yeah, that's my
I would have said something.
But while I was in there, I did go into that area where they have the desserts, and it wasn't in there. Not even Darth by chocolate was in there. So yeah,
I'm thinking that either it's only in there sometimes, or we got to go early for that.
It might be an early thing. All right, next question. What is your best comfortable ride? Easy to get on and get off, plus you can enjoy the ride every time. He says shows in Tomorrowland spot does not count.
I mean, Pirates is good. Pirates and Haunted Mansion are the easiest ones.
Yeah. Any ride in Fantasyland, we did, like I said, we did ride.
I don't know. Some of them turnstiles are a little tight.
Oh, well, I thought he was talking about rides, but yeah.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the whole experience.
Oh.
Getting in and out comfortably.
Okay. So
I mean, I Casey Jr., I broke my thing.
And the turnstile in I got a turnstile or comment too. But the turnstile in Mr. Toad's is a little tight. All right. So I mean, yeah, I think the Fantasyland rides are easy to get off and on. And Thunder Mountain's not bad.
Yeah, Thunder Mountain's not bad. I mean, the line can be busy, but if you go there when the line's not bad, that's definitely a nice one to get on and off. Or if we've been on that many times when we've had somebody with a handicap card, so that was definitely easy. I'm just gonna stick with Haunted Mansion and Pirates because I mean we can go there at the ideal time and we're just on and off that, no problems, no turnstiles.
Exactly. I will get to my story about turnstiles and what I witnessed when I was in the park after Michael's tip of the week.
Now, Michael the Mail Guy's Tip of the Week.
Michael the Mail Guy's Tip of the Week. Okay, you can bring any type of snacks or treats into the parks, like trail mix, candy. We did talk about me eating candy with my nephew. Gum, soda, chips. Don't bring gum, people. Don't bring gum.
Please.
Chips and more.
Especially not for the kids.
Yes.
Unless you teach them to swallow it.
Times are hard and might get harder, so save and buy before you go into the park. Till then, this is Michael the Mail Guy saying bye. So yeah, I agree. Bring some treats, bring chips.
Red vines.
In the wintertime when it's cold, Uncrustables, peanut butter and jelly.
If you don't mind candy, go to Walmart and get the $1 boxes of like Good and Plenty or Mike and Ike's and stuff like that.
On the concierge level, they had Uncrustables, peanut butter and jelly. They actually brought it down for us, and we were snacking on that in the park. So yeah, that's a good tip. Bring water. Bring your water bottle so you can fill it up and have the Disney's white magical water.
Yes.
All right, Michael, thank you for your email, and hopefully we'll see you soon. I actually plan to be there on Thursday because I haven't got this week's button yet. I forgot all about that. I didn't get to go over there on Friday when I was in the park, so I will have to try to go get that button. Hopefully they still have it on Thursday. All right, so anybody has any other tips or question, thoughts, your thoughts on the Tower of Terror, a.k.a. Guardians building now? What do you think of that? If it's an eyesore to you, do you care? Or any other thoughts of the parks, email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
All right, so let me tell you about this turnstile thing. We were in line for Storybook Land, and we noticed that there was a lady in line on a scooter. We also noticed there was a lady in line with the stroller. Now, the lady with the stroller was more closer to us than the lady in the scooter. And we actually saw her pushing her stroller, and she passed by 2 areas where there was stroller parking. And then I was like, she's not going to be able to get the stroller in here. And then that's when I noticed the lady in the scooter. And I was like, she's not going to be able to get, because the line actually was outside. So they had the queue outside, and then it went into the regular queue. I was like, she's not going to be able to maneuver that scooter into the line, and then the turnstile was coming up.
Are they supposed to go to the exit?
Yes. So she passed the exit in line. And so, yeah, so we're just watching her, and boom, she gets to the actual line, and she's trying to maneuver and this and this and that. And then she finally figures out, this is not going to fit. And Scott was all, this is going to be funny. I go, it's not going to be funny because
we're stuck.
We're going to be stuck. Exactly. So, yeah, she had to get up, get her grandkid off the scooter with her and try to back it up.
Beep, beep.
And, yeah.
She backed up all the way through the whole line with you?
No, well, she was like just barely getting into the regular line that's set up for the boats. Because like I said, they had the chain link.
Right.
And then it gets into the regular with the iron fences.
Right.
Which is really cramped. And yeah, so she got into that.
So she was barely into that.
Yeah, she rode the whole line, the whole chain link line. And then she barely get into that and figure out, hey, it's getting smaller and the turns are coming up. So yeah, so we were watching her. So she finally figured out that she had to back it up. And then the cast member finally came out and helped her. And then the person with the stroller is going like, oh God, let's see this one. And then she finally realized, well, I can't put the stroller through here. And yeah, like I said, she passed the stroller parking twice. There was 2 different spots that there were strollers at, and she passed them twice. And yeah, I wish I had a your stupid button because I would have gave it to both of them.
Yeah, that reminds me that Rebecca and I believe were in line for, I think that was the first time when we went on Little Mermaid, and we were in line, and there was a person with a scooter, and we had went, in the when you go in the main line, and then you go all the way down to the end where those big doors are. Yeah. We were down there, and we did the loop down there, and then we came back around to do the other loop, and it gets to that hairpin turn to go back towards the building, and the scooter, there was a scooter in front of us, and she had to do like a 15-point turn to make that turn.
Well, DCA, you're supposed to be able to go in the lines with all your wheelchair and scooters in DCA.
Well, clearly she doesn't know how to drive her thing.
Yeah,
she had
I'm
to
just
do a
saying.
15-point turn to make that
DCA
turn.
DCA is that
a little bit more scooter friendly.
Whatever that compliant thing is.
ADA.
Yeah, they're compliant over there, and you can go in all the lines with your scooter and or wheelchair. Disneyland, no.
Right.
So, yeah, I just it was like, whatever. people nowadays.
Like, yeah.
Real quick, Anthony's going to talk about some bread bowls.
Hey, I like bread bowls.
I've never had one, but I would like to try one with some butter in it.
Yeah, I talked about bread bowls last week because I had that cheddar lager soup, which, as I said, wasn't as good as the one last year, the cheddar ale one. But the other day, was that yesterday actually, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Yesterday. Now, we've had our disagreements with Disneyland Today. We never talked about Disneyland Today changing their logo out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird.
That was done like overnight or something.
No, it was like, remember, I think we were at Disneyland actually, and I'm like, this was just done, it was done like at 8 o'clock at night. Yeah. It was kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying, overnight.
I guess that would be overnight.
Yes.
For that, when something that would be done normally in the morning, that would be overnight, I guess. But yeah. But anyways, they posted this kind of, non-conspicuous post yesterday. It says, did you know, there's a picture of a bunch of little loaves of sourdough bread. It says, did you know, I always say that I always said this wrong ever since the beginning of this podcast. Is it Borden? Borden.
Yes.
Okay, so there's an R in there.
Borden.
So there's an R in there that's the U becomes an R. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, the sourdough bakery in California Adventure produces approximately 114,536 chowder bowls daily. Take the bakery tour today. Now, a couple things stuck out to me on that. First of all, approximately, and then an exact number is not an approximately, that's exactly. That would be produces exactly 114,000. If you wanted to say approximately 114,000 or 115,000. Don't say approximately 114,536. Just say either exactly or say round it up or down, okay? First of all. Now, I saw this and I'm like, well, that sounds like a lot. 114,000 loaves of sourdough bread. Now, that's between the two parks. That's between all of the sourdough bowls that they sell over at Pacific Wharf, all the ones they sell over at Disneyland, in New Orleans Square, and in New Orleans Square. That's everywhere. I thought about it. I'm like, well, that sounds like an awful lot, but I don't want to call them out on it. Other people were calling them out on it, but I don't want to call them out on it because I'm not sure. It sounds like a lot, but then I wanted to get a second opinion from this guy. So I just quoted the tweet and I said, #alternative facts, ? And I tagged this guy so he could, so that we knew we might want to talk about it. Now, before I get to whether we think that's realistic, I just want to say that people were going through and they were doing math. And somebody said, assuming the park is open 12 hours a day, that's 160 bowls per minute or 3 bowls per second. And then basically people were asking, where do they all go? I know some are sold in the park, but what are the rest? And then, people just kept asking questions. And, well, at least 5 or 6 times, Disneyland Today kept responding back with exactly the same response. This delicious bread is served to guests in both Disneyland and California Adventure. They responded back to that with that same response like 3 or 4 times, no matter what the person had asked. Because either they were like, well, we picked this number out of the air and now people are calling us out on bullshit, so we're just going to give you a vanilla answer. Or they just didn't want to talk about it. They just didn't want to, I don't know. It's typical Disneyland Today.
Right.
For them to respond back with a non-answer. Now, let's get to whether we think this is realistic or not. I don't think, that sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
Now, you gave me the anecdote about somebody that we knew that worked at Disneyland and at the
Little Red Wagon
and sold just during one shift, and what, an 8-hour shift?
Yeah, let's say it's 8 hours.
700 corn dogs.
Yes.
Now, we all know that the Little Red Wagon always has a line, so it's consistently getting stuff through there. Now, would you say that, let's say that each shift says 700 corn dogs. That's what, at most 1,400
yes.
a day, or, well, no, somewhere between 1,400 and 22,100, 2,500 corn dogs a day, right? Assuming.
Yeah.
Now, we know that there's other places that sell corn dogs. Let's just going to use the corn dogs as an example of that. let's say that all 3 places that sell corn dogs, actually there's 4 places now that sell corn dogs. Let's say all 4 places now that have corn dogs sell exactly the same amount of corn dogs. We're going to say $25,000 for each one. There's 4 places. That's 100,000 corn dogs. Possibly.
Yeah.
That's possible corn dogs. That's possibly between 20 and 25,000
from the
Little Red Wagon, from Stage Door, from Hungry Bear, and from Corn Dog Castle. Now that's assuming that all 4 of those places are open at once, and that they're all selling the same exact amount of corn dogs. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, that'd be hard to say because Corn Dog Castle and Little Red Wagon are only selling corn dogs. The other 2 are selling burgers and chicken sandwiches and blah, 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 blah.
Which is why it's very unlikely that those places are selling the same amount of corn dogs as Corn Dog Castle and Little Red Wagon, which is why it's a high estimate, and yet we're still barely reaching 100,000. Now, how many places do they have the bowls?
All right, we have the Pacific Wharf.
Pacific Wharf at DCA.
You have New Orleans, Rose Street Veranda.
There's probably at least one place, maybe at the Disneyland or at the at Grand Californian, maybe that has bread bowls or no?
At where?
Grand Californian. No, do you know of any place? Storytellers or
I don't know
anywhere else.
But I was going to ask you, what about over there at by where the Columbia's parked? Oh, Harbor Galley.
Oh yeah, they have bread bowls.
Okay, so that's 3 that we know of.
I believe so. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not sure. There's more corn dog places than bread bowls.
There is more corn dog places than there is bread bowl places, and we're estimating high just to get to 100,000 for corn dogs.
Yeah.
So to think that there's 114,000 loaves of sourdough bread that are being used for soup bowls made per day and being actually distributed out and sold.
French Market has bread bowls.
Right. It's just, it brings you back to you seeing the employee throwing out those breadsticks.
Yeah.
I mean, are all these places getting these bowls and then are they throwing the ones away every night and then getting fresh ones the next day? How many are getting thrown out? Are they donating them to
science?
Are they donating them to
food banks
or places to give them to the homeless? What are they doing with this bread? If they're making that many bread and they know that they're not using so many per day, why aren't they lowering it? It's just, there's so many different factors to think why that's a bullcrap number, that there's no way that they make 114,000 bread bowls per day, loaves of bread per day, just for the heck of it. It just doesn't seem very likely to me. So if anybody has any thoughts on the subject, email us, mousepire@gmail.com. Subject line, bread.
Don't forget the butter.
Ooh.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, that's it for this week.
I am so tired.
Hey, go get some sleep.
I need some sleep. But then I'll be back at the park again.
Yeah, you still got a couple of days.
Yep.
But you'll be editing, and then next thing you know, it'll be time to go back to the park and
get that cherry lemonade.
Yeah, and then it'll be time to go back to the park again. Are you going to the park on Saturday for the start of
probably
extravaganza?
Probably. I don't want people seeing spoilers.
Dirty.
Well, real quick about that cherry lemonade.
Stay out of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I just wanted to say that Dan Reyes went to the park and he had some fat times, and he did try that cherry lemonade. He said it was really, really good, and he had some other stuff that I will be posting pictures of because he did use the hashtag. So look forward to that. Make sure you check that out because, he had some good food. So like I said, I will be posting those up soon. But yeah, now I'm kind of thirsty for that lemonade.
Ooh. I'm so mad I didn't get one last week because I was short 25 cents. It was either that or I didn't get my popcorn refill. I would have probably rather had the drink that day because that popcorn refill that day that I wanted the drink was when we got that crappy DCA popcorn. So yeah, like he said, he should be in the park a couple more days this weekend. If you don't see him in the park on Thursday, I'm hoping to go to the park tomorrow, but obviously that'll be before this podcast comes out, so it doesn't matter. But he might be in the park on Thursday. If not, he should be in the park on Saturday looking for some eggs. Otherwise, try to at least save some eggs hunting for when I'll be there so we can do some egg hunting as a group. That was fun a couple years ago when I got to help you out and we got lost looking for that egg at DCA.
A damn bank.
Yeah. So you can go look for some eggs, but at least save me one of the parks or something to do along with you. Definitely this weekend. I don't know what else is coming up for Disneyland. Nothing really else this month or coming up in April.
Just the continuation of Food and Wine.
Yes, continuation of Food and Wine until what? That's the 16th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Food and Wine ends on the 16th. Also, don't forget that if you guys have your AP popcorn bucket, that also will the last day to get the refill on the AP popcorn bucket will be the 16th. I just wanted to comment real quick that we were always in the impression that other popcorn bucket they were selling at DCA, the one that had them on going down the drop, now is over at Disneyland. Was that a AP popcorn bucket at DCA, or did we just assume the whole time it was an AP popcorn bucket? Because when we went to get our popcorn that day, I told you we went to Disneyland to get popcorn. They were selling that popcorn bucket, the one with them going down the drop on Pirates or whatever it was.
Oh, that one.
Or whatever that is. Not the one I pointed out to you and said, is that new? Because I've never seen that one either. But the one that used to be at DCA while Disneyland had the Electrical Parade one, that one is now over at Disneyland. And I'm guessing that it's not, either it never was AP bucket or it's now just the premium bucket.
I don't know, because
the 850 bucket or whatever it is.
The AP bucket said AP on it, so and those they're not selling those anymore. So
I never noticed if that one said AP on it or not. We assumed that DCA was doing an AP bucket, but maybe
they were.
So if it was that one, then the thing is if it was that one, now it's over at Disneyland, and maybe they've taken off the AP or whatever because we did see that bucket at the at the one at the town square. So we'll have to look into that. So yeah, don't forget, check out that stuff. If you guys have any kind of experiences from the Food and Wine Festival and any kind of bring forward to fatness, that make sure you guys email us, mousepire@gmail.com, hashtag or subject line, bring forward to fatness or Food and Wine or whatever you want to do. Let us know how that's going for you. What are some of the highlights that you have found? Oh, I did forget. It's a little late now, but I did forget that there was a Fat Time in the Parks or Bring Forward to Fatness that I should have had because Rebecca and I tried those tacos on Wednesday, and they're the Korean tacos from over at LA Style, and they were amazing. I'm just going to say that real quick, that we will definitely be going back and getting them again. Yeah, so let us know what's going on with that. If you guys have anything else going on, make sure you guys let us know. And as always, you can find us, find out what we're doing through the social medias. We are, of course, on Facebook. We are MousePIRE. If you guys are, I don't know if it's going to be hard to find us anymore with how stupid Facebook is getting, but just deal with it. If not, then you move over to Twitter. We are at MousePIRE on Twitter. We are also at MousePIRE on Instagram. Yeah, you can find us on Twitter. Of course, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Empire for Life, Empire_for_life.
And you can find me on Instagram, Baloo1313. And don't forget to follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. And there you will see when your buttons are going out. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. That link will be on our Facebook page. And don't forget also to go over to our Patreon and help support the MousePIRE Podcast.
All right, so until next time, remember, it's only an eyesore if you look at it. And if you do, think about bread bowls. So for Cuba Gooding Jr., Mr. Mom, and the Easter Bunny, I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider pig can.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention right now. No, because we made I'm gonna put my laundry in the dryer.